Hey everyone, welcome to Retaliatory Strike. It's been a while. Today we have a game between myself, Ryan, playing Minions, and Bob playing Khador.
Hello, so I'm Bob, and today I'm playing Butcher 2 in Armored Core. We saw a thread on the general discussion Facebook page about bad casters and factions, or hard to use casters, and Butcher 2 was brought up a lot because he has random focus, and that makes it really difficult to play him. So that's why I'm playing Butcher 2. I kind of think he's interesting and has a lot of potential. So I'm playing him with a Kodiak and Ruin, because Ruin has the Bond for Boundless Charge, which is nice, since I can't always cast that. And the Kodiak has built-in Pathfinder. And if I put Fury on it, it'll punch as hard as Juggernaut. So that seems like a good plan. The War Dog's just there to give me a little more defense, because Butcher 2 really wants to get stuck into combat. Then I got Forge Seer to allocate out of focus in case Butcher can't. I really want to see the Drakhun under Butcher's feet turn, killing stuff and getting tokens and killing more stuff. Part of why I played him in Mana War was because we have a ton of hard-hitting melee attacks, but it's only ever like one attack on a model, and this will let them generate more attacks, which I think will be really strong. But yeah, we have a Kovnik to move our unit faster. We have Bokor to bodyguard for Butcher. We got some Machaniks, why not? We got the Nyss Hunters. So usually I'd play Crow's Cutthroats to fill that kind of role, but I'm trying out the Nyss Hunters because I think they're going to paint it up. The extra melee threat on them is kind of nice too. I just got Kommadant, Atanas, Arconovich, and I was excited to build him into a list because he does a lot for the Mana War. So they're going to be all gray because I just built them up last night. We've got a full unit of Bombardiers with Officer and a full unit of Demolition with Dragos. So I'm excited to see them on the table. That is my list.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan, and today I'm playing Calaban in Blind Water Congregation. Kind of same idea. Bob pitched the let's play bad casters, and I've been itching to play some minions. And I've seen a bunch of threads where people are asking what are the good casters, and everyone seemed to have a consensus that all the casters are good except for Calaban, so I decided to try him out. So I have Calaban with a Blackhide Wrastler, a Blind Walker, and a Gatorman Soul Slave. And then I have for solos, Bone Shrine, Gatorman Witch Doctor, a second Gatorman Witch Doctor, and that's it for my solos. And then for units, so this is a very unit-heavy list. I have the Boilmaster and Spirit Cauldron, the Gatorman Bokor and Bog Trog Swamp Shamblers, so 2 units of those, and 3 max unit of Posse. So the idea behind it was Calaban has Parasite, so the idea is that I can get Parasite out onto a unit, even if it's a little bit higher armor model, and the Posse are still going to be able to do really good work into it. And then I have the Bone Shrine and the Blind Walker solely in there for the arc nodes. Other than that, that's my list. So yeah. Deployment. So we rolled off for who goes first, and Bob won the roll off and chose to go first. So I picked side, and it's Bob's deployment.
Right. So going first may have been a mistake. I don't know, because going on this side of the table, the terrain presents some real choke points, which is a problem. But I do have Butcher and the Demo Core going up the middle. I do want the Bombardiers blowing stuff up on the side. Ooh, excuse me. I try to figure where to stand all my other stuff. My jacks, I have to make room for them after, because I'm trying to figure where to put them. And buffing solo is in behind, and Atanas in behind to try to buff guys up. Because I really want to see Atanas giving out Retaliatory Strike to the Demo Core on the turn they mini feet, so when people hit them, they get the chance to hit back. I think that'd be real strong. I want to see that happen. Let's see, I'm getting Ruin over here, getting the Drakhun. So I'm trying to figure what to put out, because I'm like, if I have Ruin and the Drakhun holding down that flank, that's not a lot. So I wind up deciding to put the Nyss Hunters up on there, but that comes in a minute. First, I'm trying to make room for my jacks, because I was about to place my Kodiak out of control range. I realized later I made a mistake. I should have had the Kodiak in range to get Fury, because that was my game plan initially, to put Fury on the Kodiak, and I goofed that up. But here's me thinking about the Nyss Hunters. I realize I want Nyss Hunters, Ruin, and Drakhun hold down that top zone. I like this scenario a lot, but man, you got to be able to spread your army out. I think I was muscle memory building up like a bricky central bunch of models, and then realized I need to spread them more. I start some mechanics in back. That's good for me.
For my deployment, I have Calaban, who's going up the middle there. And then I'm going to put the Blind Walker up the one side, as he's going to be an arc node. And then I have the Wrastler in beside Calaban, as I want him to react to be my late game beat stick piece. And then looking at it, I decided all the Gatorman Posse going up one side and pressuring one zone really heavy might be a good idea, because they'll be able to withstand the Bombardiers shot. If they don't get hit directly, then they're gonna be extra hard to deal with. So I put all 3 units across from the bottom zone there, and I'm doing my 2 units of Shamblers up at the top there. The idea is that the Shamblers are going to be able to forever contest that zone if I just put in my crockpot right next to them, and then keep the unit leaders safe. I can continually hand out corpses to them and just keep contesting. So that's the idea there. And then I am putting the Gatorman Witch Doctors in behind the beasts in case I need to put up a Ghost Walk or something on them. And then my Bone Shrine I'm putting up in that top zones for an arc node on that side. And that is our deployment.
Khador, turn 1. Alright. So we get our theme benefit of the advanced move on the Mana War, which is pretty nice.
Relevantly for objectives, I took Healing, Bob took Pathfinder.
Yes, thank you for that. Let's see, so move them up a little bit. What am I thinking about here? Oh, I'm asking about the arcing range of Parasite. I want to make sure I stay out of Parasite range. Like a dummy, I forget about the range of Hexblast. So I'm staying outside Parasite range, but not outside of Hexblast range, which is a mistake. I have him go up and give them tough.
I even reminded him about it too.
Yeah, well, I wasn't paying attention. I run these guys. Oh, I had the Kovnik give Desperate Base to the demo core too. I run my Kodiak up in the woods. It's heavy boiler, lets him run 10 inches, which is nice. I have Ruin uses Bond for Boundless Charge to charge the pot and get up there. Get him up the table a little more. I'm looking at... I'm not worried about him getting spells cast at him, so that's good. I'm looking at where I want to run my Drakhun. So I run him up and put some pressure on that. Stay outside of Parasite range, but like I said, like a dummy, not outside of Hexblast range. And then I run my Nyss Hunters up to hang out behind there. They're going to push up more later. And then... Oh, that was me remembering my random focus. Butcher got 5 focus this turn. I should have did that right at the start, but I just remembered it now. And then I run my support stuff up in the back, and that's about that.
Minions, turn 1. So my turn's going to be pretty much the same, but first thing I check is that Drakhun within 10 for Hexblast, and he is. So I decide to pull a Fury from my Bone Shrine, which did curse Calaban, so he's -1 defense and armor. Hopefully nothing gets at me, so I start casting Hexblast. I hit, and then I boost damage, and it is dice off 7, so I get 2 points of damage in there, and then I also hit a Nyss Hunter there, so then I don't kill with a 4, needing 5s to kill, and then I try it again, might as well, and this time I get in pretty good there. I believe he has about 3 boxes left, and then that time I killed the Nyss Hunter, which is great. And then I'm just going to start running my Shamblers there. So I want to push up the Shamblers in front and keep the unit leader in behind where he can get the corpses there. So they run. Move up, I get 2 corpses, which I hand out to that top Shambler unit, and then this unit's running up here. I want them to be threatening the zone as much as possible here, so they just run up. And then I am figuring out what the threat range on the Demolition Core is, and with Desperate Pace it's 11. They can go 13 if they get Boundless Charge by Butcher, but with his random focus, like, he might get 1 at me, so I'm not too worried about it. So I just stay out of the 11 and then run everything else, and they're all dirging and running, so they all have concealment. After that, I am just riling and running both my beasts up because I need 7 Fury on the board, so they're all maxed out now. And then I make sure that the Demo Core can't see the Blind Walker, and then I just move the support up in behind.
Khador, turn 2. Okay, so I roll my focus. I have 2. So it's going to be like that. Butcher's got 2 focus. Great. I don't allocate to anyone, obviously. What am I looking at here now? Sucks. I never even got to cast Fury on the Kodiak like I had meant to. So I'm thinking I'd do that this turn, maybe. And I'm puzzling out what I want to do here. I really want to get rid of that Bone Shrine because I hate him having an Arc Node over there. So I charge in the Drakhun at impact attack, a little Shambler out of the way, it dies. And then I do my charge attack into the Bone Shrine and smash it to bits. So then I reposition deeper into that unit. I want to engage that guy, so I have to leave the zone to do it, which is annoying. At first I looked at if I needed to or not, but yeah, I have to get completely out of zone to engage the Witch Doctor?
The Bokor.
Yeah. So yeah, I did that. So at least I killed his Arcanode thing right away. I move up my Nyss and I start shooting at the Shamblers that are behind that house. So relevantly, their rule of being granted Hunter, so they ignore the cover benefit from the house, comes into play. And they're able to kill the Shamblers with their POW 10 bows pretty effectively. So that's good. They kill a bunch of 5 guys, kill 5 Shamblers. So they're doing some work. Takes a lot of rolling to figure that out, but by God, they get there. Butcher Ruin goes up behind the wall. I'm pretty confident his Wrastler can't reach me there, but I know I could charge over the wall with his Boundless Charge thing, so should be good. Now I'm looking at what else I want to do with my life. And what do I decide? Because I know I want to do a little shooting with the Bombardiers.
Oh, Butcher moves over and puts up Fury.
Yeah. I couldn't get Butcher anywhere good, so Butcher goes puts Fury on the Kodiak, and then the Kodiak's going to run up behind the wall. I kind of wanted the Kodiak to be shielding that unit of Bombardiers with his beefy body a little bit. But then I pushed my guys up probably farther than they needed to be, so they're not as shielded as I wanted them to be, which I've played against myself this game. But anyways, the pause there is me asking what the threat range is. They threat like 12 inches, which is like as far as I could shoot. So so if I'm shooting them, they're in range to charge me. Great. Oh well. So I have my top 3 guys shooting at the Blind Walker, trying to soften it up. So they blast some shots into it, which is good. Then I have my back 3 guys start shooting at some Posse members, which goes a lot harder because they've dirge up, so they're kind of hard to hit. And
I think you're needing 8s because you walk.
Yep. So we need to roll pretty hot to hit. We miss a couple, we hit a couple. I think it doesn't do a lot. We do some hits. And then the splash damage is dice off 8 on them. So even the splash damage can do something, but these are all pretty good for it. Then I have Atanas give the order for the Demo Core to have Retaliatory stack. So if someone hits them, they can hit back. And then they walk up and are up here. I didn't mini-feet with them or anything. They're just hanging out, hoping someone tries to smack them so they can smack back. I run some Machaniks up there. Run the Bokor and the Force Seer.
Minions, turn 2. Alright, so I got a bunch of stuff up in my face here, so I reave in all the Fury, and I get to place my 2 Shamblers that my Crockpot gave to the Bokor up there. So I'm hoping that they can get in and start messing up the shooting that's been coming in there. So I go with the bottom unit of Shamblers first, and I'm going to do So they're just walking, so then I can get my Gator in there. And what I do is I use the spell on the Bokor to stationary his Drakhun. So now his Drakhun's stationary, and he doesn't have a way of getting rid of it. So his Drakhun gets to live there while Shamblers are
clawing at him.
Yeah, breaking their fingers, clawing at him. And here I was thinking that I could buy additional attacks by sacrificing some Shamblers, but it says additional attacks, so we weren't sure how it worked if we did magic and then tried buying it, so we decided it didn't work, so we just left it as is for now.
See if we can figure it out for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna look into it a little bit later. So now the top unit's gonna go, and they are just getting charges in where they can at these Nyss hunters here. So they're charging in and running, and just kind of getting in the way as much as possible.
You're good at it.
So I go up and I'm combining where I can to try to hit. I don't believe... Oh, I get one, so I get one corpse back this turn. So that's good. And then I move up I use my Witch Doctor to do a sacrificial strike onto the Drakhun, and I don't get any damage. So then I am going with my Blind Walker, who is now putting up his Animus, which makes him an Arc Node, and I'm just seeing if I can stay out of combat. So all I have to do is kill this one guy over the wall. So I'm boosting to hit. I hit, and I crank him. So I ended up getting the kill there, which is great. So now I have an Arc Node up front and center where I want him. And then I am just looking to see what else I can do. So I'm going with Calaban, and he puts up Parasite and he boosts it on the Kodiak because he gets a +4 defense from the wall. But I land it, and then I do a Bone Shaker at the demo core there. So I crank it and I kill him. So he turns around and I hit Dragos with a crit, which then freezes them because they're not immune to cold.
Gets to shatter.
And then so I get to shatter, which then crushes Drago because it was straight dice. So I ended up killing the command attachment.
So torqued. Your POW 12 Bone Shaker just one shot by fucking Metal War.
Yeah. And I had boosted, so now I'm out of that. So then I take a shot at the Drakhun, just cuz, and don't do any damage because it's POW 10. So that was the end of Calaban, and I ended up feeding this turn. I thought I was going to be able to kill more stuff, and I forgot the counter synergy between his feat and Bone Shaker too. So it's kind of a waste of feat this turn, but I moved the one pot up and get 2 more corpses to give to that top unit. And then I had...
Unhorsed my Drakhun.
Yeah, I unhorsed his... I believe that was with my Witch Doctor again there. Yeah. And then I send in the blue unit of Gators there to fight his Kodiak. So getting the charge in there, and I'm cranking in pretty good. Like, it's dice off 4, so doing pretty good. They prayed for rerolls because they are attacking over a wall, so
my movement just went out, so now I'm def 5.
Yeah, now it doesn't matter, but before it did.
And you nuked one of my Bombardiers.
Yeah, my one posse ate a Bombardier, and then did his next attack into the Kodiak. And then the rest of my posse are just dirging and running to flood this zone as much as possible, and hopefully can't root me out. And I'm moving the other unit over to start gumming up that middle area there. And then my support, other Witch Doctors, just repositioning.
Khador, turn 3. So yeah, this one's gonna be exciting. So I'm seeing where Butcher should be able to charge the Blind Walker. Oh, I get 3 focus I rolled a 2. Like 2 plus 1. I got 3 whole focus of Butcher. It's been rough for the random focus this game. I'm seeing how the Butcher should be able to charge into that Blind Walker and then start homicidal maniacing his way through those posse. I'm seeing in my head Butcher killing a mess of them. So I'm like, okay, I want to get my Demo Core out of my way and then maybe soften up the Blind Walker, and then I can make this all happen. So, okay, that's my game plan going into this turn. So once again, I don't allocate anything because I have 3 fucking focus. And I know I can plan on my Forge Seer giving 1 focus to Ruin for me, at least.
And relevantly, your Kodiak had his Cortex crippled with the last attack.
Yes, so he's not getting shit. So I charge in my battle mechanics to kill some Shamblers, because let's be real, they're not doing any repairs this game. They are going to use the battle part of their name. So they do kill 1. So they did something. So battle mechanics have killed a Shambler. I walk up and empower Ruin with my Forge Seer. So that's good. We got that part happened. So far, things are going according to plan. What am I figuring out here? Okay. I move my Nyss Hunters up to start chopping. And they chop up some Shamblers. So that's no big deal. So we've chopped more Shamblers down. Don't worry, they'll come back. I'm looking here. Okay, Ruin can charge in on the Blind Walker because his bond with Butcher gives him boundless charge.
Yeah, relevantly, I forgot to move the Blind Walker, and in between turns, Bob let me rile him and move him. Yeah. And I just didn't
put him right where I could go thump him.
Yeah.
So Ruin goes in, thumps the crap out of him, just manages to kill him. It comes to
I think you overkilled him by 1 box. So like if you had rolled 2 less on your last attack, you would have survived on 1 box.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. I think I might have missed an attack too. They rolled a 3 or something. I don't know. I made it anyway. We got there. By God. What happens here? I walked up the Kovnik. I gave Desperate Pace to the Shock Troopers. Why not? I have these guys go up and give Atanas gives Retaliatory Strike to them. I work out where I'm going to charge some stuff. So I'm going to charge some Posse, and I'm going to charge the Blind Walker. And I'm hoping just to soften up the Blind Walker a little bit so Butcher can kill it easier. Is the plan. I don't want it dead, though, because he's supposed to be the thing Butcher charges and starts his big journey of murderizing things. That's the plan. But instead, I hit and kill some Posse, which is great. And that guy just got knocked down, not killed. And then I critically hit the Blind Walker and get Shatter to go off and hurt real bad. And then the next one rolls a Shatter hit and does a lot of damage and kills it. And I was like, oh, as soon as that happened, I was like, that's not supposed to happen. Oh no, now I don't know what to do with Butcher anymore. He was going to go chop up some Gators. Whoops. Well, I have the Kodiak go punch a Gator. Punches him a little bit. And then punches him a second time and kills him. Because I think he makes his tough roll first, and then I just punch him again and finish him. So, okay, he's done. I debate whether or not I want to put a cloud out, and I decide not to, then I decide, fuck it, I will after all. So I put out a cloud and do 0 damage to the one guy that I catch with it. So that was probably a waste. Then I'm looking at my Bombardiers. This is the turn they're going to mini-feat. So they have dual attack. So if they aim, they shoot twice. Now, these guys have dirged, so they're def fucking 14. So my 8s into 14s need 6s. And I forget that, and I'm rolling like I need 8s for a while, so I'm not paying as close attention. So anyways, yeah, because I missed that one on a 6 that should have hit, but I forgot. Whatever. So anyways, we're doing all our dual attack shots. There's a buttload of shots going out. We do connect with some hits. Like, Posse are really durable. They're obnoxious to fight. And like, ugh. They feel like better Man of War whenever I play against them. Drives me nuts. So anyways, so we do more shooting. We do some work to them. But we don't really clean them up. We beat them up some. It's not great. It's a lot of, you're making some tough rolls.
Yeah, it always helps when you make tough rolls.
Yeah. What am I looking at now? What am I looking at here? Was there still more shots going on?
Yeah, you're still shooting it.
My God. They're going to eventually run out of shots to make. And then, I'm looking at Butcher. If I put Boundless Charge on myself, I could just reach the one Gator on the corner. But if I do that, I'm also probably seeing the Kodiak and my Man of War. That just seems like a bad idea. So I just push up my Bokor. I push up Butcher a little bit. I don't think anything's going to get on him yet, but I want him to be in position to launch next turn. I put the dog up to score the flag. We'll look and see if he needs to get to touch the thing at all, but whatever, he's running. He might need to skim the edge of that.
Minions, turn 3. Alright, so I got Calaban in with a ruin in his face, so I gotta figure out what to deal with that. So I get to upkeep Parasite for free because of the Soul Slave, so Parasite gets upkept on the Kodiak, and then I place my Shamblers there, and I am just trying to figure out what to do here. So I am charging in my 1 unit, so the one guy just stands up and walks, and then the other 3 get to charge in. The idea is to hopefully kill this Kodiak now. So the first one leaves him on 3 boxes, and then his next initial killed him. So I definitely could have spread the attacks around a little bit. I didn't think about it before sending him in. I think I get 1 more attack onto one of the Bombardiers and injure him a little bit. And then I move up with my Soul Slave there, and I am Bone Shakering one of the Demo Core there, and I get him down to like 3 boxes. I did a mental force, so he took a point of damage. And now I'm going with that top unit of Shamblers, who is now, so they're going in there to try to eat up some more guys here. So I get 1 of the Nyss Hunters, and then my other Shamblers were pretty weak on it, so I'm using them to buy attacks by sacrificing them to try to clean up a couple more. So I get 2 corpses on him so far, but he's out of Shamblers up top now, which isn't the best. So I decide to go with my bottom unit of Shamblers. So I move some of them to get in the way of Ruin to hopefully make it harder to get to them. I then do the stationary again to make sure that Drakhun is never moving again. Get that, and then I claw at him with some Shamblers, and they don't do anything. But he's tied up at least, so. And then I remember that I can heal, so Bob's nice enough to let me heal the Gator on 1 box there. So I move Calaban over, and I use 3 to Parasite the Demo Core unit there, and then I Bone Shaker the 1 guy, which finishes him off, and then I get to turn around, and I'm looking to see if the back guys are in my way there, and yeah, I nudged him back, but he turns around, smacks 1 Demo Core in the back there, which ends up killing that one as well, which is great for me.
Oh god, man.
And then here, so we're just making sure, because Bob was a little bit confused on that, so we measure, and he was like just barely out of 8, and with the nudge and everything, Bob said yeah, it's fine. So I do a second Bone Shaker, which kills that guy, and then I get to walk him behind the other guy, and then crit freeze him and kill him. So
Demo Core killing Demo Core like crazy.
Demo Core are my MVPs this game.
Oh my god.
And then here, my bottom Gatorman Posse, they're just gonna walk up. The one guy stands up and walks, and the rest of the unit's getting the press forward charge.
I did a counter charge with the War Dog, but it missed.
Yeah.
And then we had to look up the wording on return. It turns out it doesn't need to be directly towards it, so I was able to go just back towards Butcher and get back on that flag.
So I charged 1 posse into the ruin and scraped his paint a little bit. But now there's a posse in front of ruin, so hopefully that helps me out a little bit more here. And then I'm going with this blue posse unit to hopefully clean up more of this Demo Core crew. So that's going good there. And they are mulching on I knocked down the War Dog, but he's too far away for me to get a second attack on. So, and then the rest of the posse unit are eating demo core here, which is great for them.
Now, see, I'm looking at bunched up posse, and I'm thinking Butcher with Homicidal Maniac is going to wipe out every single Gator on this flank. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, that's his pipe dream, at least.
I think it could happen if I was better at playing Butcher.
Maybe. So then I run up my Witch Doctor. He just ran into the zone there as one of to maybe if I need like a Ghostly or something later on. I then move up my Crockpot behind the house there, and I engage one of the Nyss Hunters, and I get 2 more corpses, which I then hand out to the Bokor, which is great for me. And then I am doing a Sacrificial Strike, and this is where we realize the sacrificed model has to be within an inch of the Witch Doctor, so I was playing that wrong earlier, but I could walk over and do what I wanted to do anyway, so we just moved them, and then I rolled it, and I think I did a couple points of damage, but that's my turn.
Khador, turn 4. Oh, Butcher's excited. He finally gets to get his axe wet. So I'm like, okay, I give Pathfinder to the Forge Seer, so I'm the charge over that wall. I get 4 focus on Butcher, so I get to have as much focus as a junior, which is the best I've had ever since turn 1. So, okay, I'm like, you know what? Right at this point, I feel like 4 focus is a lot. So this is awesome. It's going to be great. Let's see what I'm looking at here. Oh, I'm trying to see if I can fit Butcher through. I had in my head, I was going to walk him up and start my Homicidal Maniac chain and start killing there. So I move up my Bokor a little bit to try to get him out of the way. And then I realized that still doesn't make a big enough hole. I should have just ran him a million miles away.
You're attacking one of the posse there,
yeah.
and I don't tough.
Yeah. But I'm like, that didn't make a big enough hole. I fucked up. God damn it. So, okay, I'll move the dog out of the way. It stands up and walks over there, takes a free strike. It makes its tough roll and falls down where it's still kind of in my way, which is a problem. This is not going according to plan. Okay, I walk Butcher in and I start killing guys. And I think this is where I fucked up, just where I parked him and how he's looking, because I thought I'd be able to do more Homicidal Maniac moves, but I think I goofed up.
But he did feat.
I did feat. So I've killed one guy.
And you gave a token to the Forge Seer.
Gave a token to the Forge. Kill another guy. Great. Checking to see if this guy's in range. And I don't want him to be in range. I want to walk in range, but he's just in range. So I swing on him and kill him too. In a minute. So that is 3 guys. So next turn, I would get 7 focus. I made 3 melee attacks. Also, my conferred rage means speed and mat bonus on my Jags. So Ruin actually has more. It matters where they are when they activate, actually. Anyways. So I'm like, shit, we're 3 inches out from this guy, so I can't Homicidal Maniac into more models. That's where I fucked up. I should have been able to clean the whole flank off, but I messed it up. So now I'm all mad at myself. I'm debating if I want to cast his offensive spell that gives an Eliminator, I think it is. It gives him more movement to kill stuff. But I'll be casting it as a focus 4, which is hard to do. So I don't do that. What am I doing now? Things are happening. I guess it's me looking up the rules on the...
your Kovnik did the axe cannon and knocked the 1 leader down.
Yes, Kovnik walked an axe cannon. Here we've got this guy went up and chainsawed a guy, why not? This guy's starting to get some tokens. Here's where I think somewhere pretty soon here I remember that I forgot to allocate a bunch more tokens out for these other kills. Yeah. So I've only ever played Butcher 2 like 1 time before, like a year ago, so I'm not good at playing Butcher 2 yet. But we get a critical shred out in that, I think, which is great. And then we're starting to get some tokens on the go, and I'm spending them to make more attacks. Because this is the part I like about Butcher 2's feat with Man War is usually they only get to make 1 attack. Now all of a sudden I get to make a ton of attacks and spend the tokens and make more attacks, and that's pretty great. So they do a bunch of work, which is fun.
So you knocked down the 1 posse member and then failed to break armor on the 2 follow-up attacks on him.
Yeah, posse are mental. I hate them so much. Anyways, the Forge Seer charges in and kills a little dude, and then battle wizards.
He's killing the Bokor.
Oh, yes. Because, yeah, he hit and made him tough, and then spent his rage token to make another attack and kill him.
And then we were thinking that it was the model that killed had to be in the control area, not the model that died. So we started handing out more rage tokens. In a little bit here we realized the mistake, and the only thing that changed is one Shambler came back, so it wasn't like a big mistake or anything.
It wasn't a huge deal. But he uses Battle Wizard to cast a Hoarfrost over on the one of the Shamblers and messes it up pretty bad. I think he kills one and
kills both of them and does no damage to the Witch Doctor.
Yeah. But the Hoarfrost was kind of neat. So I like that, seeing multiple attacks and having Battle Wizard. Like, that was pretty cool. So now I'm checking. They were checking his control area to see, knocking over some trees, like you do. He's still frozen. Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, and I took off one of those rage tokens that the Forge Seer had generated. Took away from Ruin because we figured out how rules work. Now I'm walking up some Nyss to attack some Gators. And they roll pretty poopy damage dice and don't really do a lot. I roll an awful lot of 3s and 1s. So they don't do a lot. So then I move in charging some mechanics to hit stuff too, because my battle mechanics are doing some melee attacks today. And I don't think they do a lot either. So that was a big failure. But so now I'm trying to figure what can I do with what's left of my army, which isn't very much. Ruin, there's not really anywhere I can really move them, so Ruin just starts punching stuff and generating rage tokens and punching more stuff. So that's cool. And he punches his way to victory here. He gets one more soul on him, so he's got 2 souls on him. The only problem is I couldn't get him close enough to anything to use Arcane Vortex on. So that's a problem. It does mean he has focus available. I just run Atanas over to contest that zone more. That's it.
Minions, turn 4. Alright, so Butcher's stuck in there, and I think I can get enough stuff onto him that I might be able to get him. I don't know, I'm looking at it, and I'm probably gonna try this turn because it's starting to look pretty grim, but so I get 4 Shamblers back at the top. I also had to cut for 5 Fury on Calaban, so he is hurting a little bit now. So I go, the pot went, I chopped up one of the Machaniks and then rolled up some corpses, so the top Bokur's on 5 corpses there now, which is great, and then the unit's going, so now the Shamblers trying to kill people, so I end up getting a couple more corpses up there. So I think we counted it, and I would have got 7 or 8 more guys next turn, which will be great for my attrition on that side there.
Shambler's got good staying power.
Yeah. Especially when you don't really have a lot of attacks that can kill the gator hurt part of it.
Yeah, I was making attacks on those gators, but they wouldn't go down.
So we measured it out, and the Butcher is just within my charge and attack range of Calaban. So with Life Trader and everything, I definitely want to try that. So I charge in, I cast Parasite, and I boost to hit the Parasite just to make sure that it goes off. And then I boost to hit my charge attack, and I end up landing that, and then I do a Life Trader to get 4 dice damage, and I think I cranked in like 7 points of damage. Like,
it is pretty good.
Hit him pretty good, and then I Bone Shakered him and got in another like 2 points of damage with that. Didn't roll super great for it. And then I moved my Soul Slave over, and I'm trying to Bone Shaker Butcher there, and I needed a 14 because he's 18 in combat, and I rolled a 12 out, so I was close. And then my Blue Gator, the last posse member there, I'm trying to kill some of these, kill the one guy because I was hoping I might be able to charge some Gators at Butcher if that was the case, but didn't work. So that unit, the one guy stood up, ate the one guy, and then he moves over. They're praying for rerolls. I hit Butcher with I was needing 8s.
do some more damage anyways.
Get a little bit of damage in there, and then I'm trying to see how I can get this last posse member to Butcher, and I can charge. So he charges in. I missed there, but I prayed for rerolls and hit on the charge, and I left him on one box. And then I moved my Gatorman Witch Doctor over and auto hit a POW 16 onto him.
I fail my tough roll.
And then he failed his tough roll for a minion's win. Afterthought. All right, Bob, so you won the roll-off, chose to go first. Do you feel that was the correct choice in this game?
I don't know, man. So, like, the side of the board you stuck with gave me some real problems. I was getting seriously choked up in the middle, and it was making it real hard to maneuver my troops around, so maybe that was a bad call.
Yeah, I know you were complaining about the terrain that you're straddled with there during the game, but I kind of like that because it gives you there is a really good reason to not go first.
Yeah, I didn't want to let you own too much of the table, but at the same time, you also picked which models were across the table from people, and you didn't like the idea of Shamblers into Bombardiers because it was going to blow up so many Shamblers.
Yeah.
So you're like, wow, those play on the other side of the table from them, no problem.
Yeah, and I think that was part of it too, was I pushed all of my posse to one side, which I don't think you were fully expecting. So then you started trying to bring your demolition crew like across towards them, which then tied up the center a little bit more.
Yeah, so maybe going second would have been better for me. Maybe. I don't know. What I do know is, looking at the replay of my turn 4, Butcher 2 should have been able to completely sweep that flank. I just piloted him bad.
Yeah, like we were looking at it, and I think if he didn't move the dog and he would just walked around the other side of the dog through the flag, you could have got like right into the meat there.
I should have been able to use his Homicidal Maniac moves and Berserk attacks to just power through that unit. And all the units, everything on that side. That's how that should have played out, but I just goofed up and got myself stuck, and then I was out of luck. Because it's a way harder to use than Overtake.
So for the bad caster, do you feel like that's a well-earned name? Or
the thread we saw was both bad or just like hard to use, and like I think Butcher 2 has a lot of potential. There's a few things about him that make him difficult to use. The random focus, because there's 2 turns where I had like 2 focus or 3 focus. Turn 1 was 5, which was the highest I had. After that, then I had 1 turn with 4 focus, some turn 4. Like, having really low focus on the random rolls can be just crippling. And then also the things like Homicidal Maniac being kind of hard to use, pretty bad. The fact that like you don't have a free cast of any spells or anything like that. If you do cast a spell, and I looked at doing that, trying to restart the movement, I'd be casting at magic ability whenever I rolled up that turn, which is really hard to do. So he's got some real problems, but at the same time, the potential's there. I definitely want to play him more. He's an interesting caster. I love the tokens, how that works with his army.
Yeah, like we were kind of talking about it after the game, and I definitely think that it wouldn't take a lot of tweaking to get him up into just like a really fun,
usable
caster level. So I did like that. For myself, I definitely played my Blind Walker horribly by just feeding him to, or not my Wrastler. Yeah, my Wrastler horribly by just feeding him to ruin, which wasn't the best idea.
Misplayed him and got him thumped.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, the spells you were casting were huge. You didn't even end up needing to use Carnivore or Occultation, but by God, that Parasite was doing some work.
Yeah. So everyone's saying that Calaban's like a dead caster or whatever. I'm not seeing it as much. Like it's very like because with like all the posse being able to get that Parasite out there, it means that like they're going to be hitting above their weight class.
They get to hit at effectively POW 16. They're hitting as hard as my demo core.
Yeah,
and they get 2 initial melee attacks. Like they are doing some solid work out there.
Yeah, so like I feel like him paired with the posse is like a really good matchup. Or even like if you did like a heavy beast brick, because then you can have rage and then parasite, which is effectively 6 points.
That's a huge
swing on something. So, and then if you play it right, you could potentially, on his feet turn, get to cycle Parasite between units.
Yeah.
Or models, potentially.
Yeah, it does rely on either having Arconovich or having Calaban position where you can do it. But
or if he gets his ranged off on and kills something, he
makes
can
an
arc
Arconovich.
through it, then that can usually be pretty good too. Overall, I felt like I ran him pretty good, other than letting Ruin come into my back lines.
and then the one issue, once you did lose your beasts, you needed to cut for Fury because you didn't have a lot of Ghost Fury.
Yeah,
beasts.
it was
So that's maybe a challenge with it.
near the end of the game there, it's starting to get a little bit hairy for me, so it was good that I could end it when I did.
It was a tight game.
Yeah.
It was super fun to play.
Yeah, very fun game. What do you feel you did really well in that game?
The tokens, honestly, this is only the second time I've ever tried playing Butcher 2, and the way the tokens worked out, I really liked that. Like, I thought that was super good when I was able to get more attacks out of models that normally only get to make one. So I really like that. I have more things I think I misplayed than things I played well, but actually, I'm glad that the Nyss Hunters and the Drakhun were enough to hold that fire flank down for as long as they did.
Oh yeah, like the Drakhun having such high armor, so my Shamblers couldn't get through them, and I was even trying to buy additional attacks and stuff onto him, and
he held on quite a while. I mean, that wasn't really well played in my part. He's just hard to kill. So.
yeah. I felt for myself like the board setup for myself that I picked really well, because I feel like the Shamblers and the Nyss Hunters skirmished really well together, and then also the Gatorman being able to not get demolished by the Bombardiers was a good pick. And then the fun little trick, because I guarantee almost everyone forgets that the Bokor can stationary stuff. Stationaring your what is he, 8-point solo? 9-point solo all game?
Yeah.
Felt good.
My Drakhun spent the whole game being stationary, which didn't feel great.
Did kill a bone shrine, though.
Yeah, killed a bone shrine and then was frozen the rest of the game.
Other than that, I think overall the game was tons of fun. Just want to ask for people if they can give us a like and a subscribe and a comment to help more people see the channel, because it's always nice when more people see it.
Absolutely.
Other than that, thanks for watching Retaliatory
Strike.